Hey, what's crackalacking, people? I've been wanting to get this video done for a while now, but after having a great discussion on the Juices Loose podcast recently about our games of the decade, many of us selected Super Mario Odyssey. And I forgot to call it Odyssey on the podcast, because that's what it still is. It's Odyssey, But we all selected that as one of our games of the decade, and rightly so. But at the same time, I talked about how many of the transformations to Super Mario Odyssey, could be full games all by themselves, and some of the initial comparisons I used were from the awesome mini games in that Game Boy Advance classic, which is WarioWare Inc. Now, WarioWare on the Game Boy Advance is a personal. It's a game I personally view as one of the most of one of Nintendo's most fun and unique titles, and simply a Game Boy Advance must play, which of course spawned a number of other fun sequels on other platforms. I probably put just as many hours into the mini games as I did the main game, and some of those games did actually release as separate downloads. But for this video, people always talk about how Nintendo need more new IPs, which always rubs me up the wrong way, But sometimes we also see in a single title how many unique ideas could themselves turn into standalone titles, and Super Mario games are just full of unique, just ideas. Sometimes throwaway ideas that you never see again in another Mario game. But here are my 5 favorite captures in Super Mario Odyssey, which I feel would make great standalone titles. And I'm only doing 5. Mario Odyssey got loads of captures, but like I said, I always like to leave some room for you, to throw in your own ideas, or just, of course, if you agree or disagree with my ideas, I always look forward to your comments below. So, let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. The thing I love about Super Mario Odyssey is that even with the throwaway ideas, they have, for the most part, multiple functions. And one of the first characters, I just remember capturing and just really, really enjoying was Uproot. And Uproot is that, that little vegetable, round onion looking thing, which can actually grow long legs and then grow up tall and then somersault out. And this somersault and the growing of the legs can be used in so many ways. You can grow tall and break blocks above you, grow tall and just reach higher platforms, grow tall to push up platforms and then jump up onto those platforms. And his somersault can be used for attacks or just for that extra jump as well. Uproot is just really, really good fun to use, and I'd love maybe like a Captain Toad type of game for Uproot. If he did get his own game, just a great little selection of areas where he's growing and his somersaulting and all this stuff could be used in fun, unique ways, just as you use him in Mario Odyssey. But of course, expand upon this just a bit more, because you will be focusing on a lot of unique levels just for Uproot. The next character I want to talk about is Gushin. And Gushin is in some respects quite similar to Uproot, where you can propel yourself using water straight upwards, diagonally. You can shoot up into the air and then propel yourself forwards, for a short period of time, just as long as your water lasts. And this is what I love about Gushin. He has a bit of a flaw where you need to really think about your water supply and being able to propel yourself to certain areas, hoping to have enough water to get there, and then hopefully land in another bit of water to restore your water supply. And I think this would probably maybe work better, or just maybe be more fun in maybe a 2D type of setting, maybe something like Donkey Kong Country style of a platformer, or Rayman Legends. Something along those lines where you could actually have quite a lot of puzzle elements. And of course, when you lose your water, you turn into this little dry little squid thing that can't do much. And that could add a bit of a danger to you not managing your water properly, as well as puzzles, making you fall to your death or anything like that. But yeah, I think Gushin would be a great 2D, 2.5D puzzle platform game. One of my favourite characters in the game was Tropical Wiggler. And we've all loved Wiggler, you know. I think I first encountered Wiggler, was it Super Mario World? It has to be Super Mario World when Wiggler first appeared. Yeah, it has to be. But this one in Super Mario Odyssey was called Tropical Wiggler. And one of the great things about it was that, you know, you could use your body to extend and wrap yourself around poles, or to reach out of the way ledges, or maybe stay partly on one ledge, extend out and try to grab something out of reach. And I think this would make such a great standalone game, something similar to, say, like Snake Pass. Snake Pass was one of the first games that I bought for the Nintendo Switch, and you know, I absolutely loved it. You know, I thought it was a great puzzle game, a little bit challenging at times because of the controls, but you know, let's not talk about Snake Pass here. It's just an idea and type of a similar type of game that I think a Tropical Wiggler full-on little adventure game could work like. And there's just so many things you could do. And even like in Super Mario Odyssey, the way you use Tropical Wiggler to solve some simple puzzles that themselves just add so much, you know, to the type of strategies that you can have with like rotating platforms and all this stuff. It's just really, really good fun, you know, to avoid other things that are heading towards you while you're stretched out. Yeah, I would love a standalone Tropical Wiggler game, you know, along the lines of Snake Pass. One of the most fun parts in the game is when you take control of the Shavirian Racer. And, you know, he's basically just a round ball type character who bounces up and down and can roll, you know, really fast along slopes. When I first played this, of all the games that it reminded me of, first of all, was actually Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. I don't know how many of you played Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. It came on the GameCube. It's still exclusive to the GameCube. I don't think it got ported anywhere else. Really fun Sega game back then. But a Chevalier Racer, I think, would make a great, actually, 3D, you know, part racer, part platform puzzler, you know, like Billy Hatcher, where you could use yourself to roll down slopes, catapult yourself across the sky a little bit, maybe bounce up onto different ledges or bounce against walls and all this stuff. I just think this would make a really good 3D, maybe like I said, semi-racer adventure, something quite unique unto itself. Or even if you wanted to, just make it a racing game. Chuck in different levels in there. When I played the Chevalier Racer part in Super Mario Odyssey, you know, with the snow theme, it reminded me of like Diddy Kong Racing. And Diddy Kong Racing had a really nice magical feel to some of its levels, especially like the snow Christmas type levels. But yeah, I think this would make a great little game. It doesn't have to be a massive game. None of these games have to be massive, but it's just filling out that Nintendo catalogue just with some unique ideas that could just be fun, just for a once in appearance console generation. And the last character I want to talk about is Pokio. And Pokio, I think you first see him on Bowser's castle level. I'm sure this is where you first see him, but he's like a bird with a sharp beak. You can walk around, jump, and his main attribute is his sharp beak, which can actually could be used to attacking enemies, and also sticking into the wall and then springing yourself across into various directions. And then if you stick those into the wall again, you can hold yourself there. And this was used for platforming elements, dodging obstacles and all this stuff. It was just a really, really fun character. And I don't really have any other game to compare to what I'd like Pokio to be. So I just really love a full-on 3D adventure, maybe similar to Mario Odyssey. And I just think it could work so well with just this one character, because even in the times that you use him, you use his beak to repel bombs, to break bricks, attack enemies, spring up walls. There's just so many things that you could do, and I'd absolutely love a 3D adventure starring Pokio as a main character with lots of fun, unique levels, using all of his various attributes. And if you want, even give him a double jump with his wings, a bit like Banjo-Kazooie, and he could float down a bit. Just so many things that you could do. But yeah, those are some of my ideas, you know, that I'd love to see from Super Mario Odyssey's unique captures turn into just their own little spin-off games themselves. And I say spin-off, they don't, I mean, yeah, you are taking these characters from there, but you could rework them in such a way that they could become brand new characters, just with their own little brand new worlds. And there you go, you've got loads of great new characters and IPs to work with just for unique ideas, based off some of these ideas that we just see in other mainline Nintendo games. But yeah, like I said, those are my ideas. Let me know your ideas if you liked mine, if you can think of any other games that you could use for captures for Mario Odyssey characters. Chuck them in the comments, I'll reply to every one of you. And once again, thanks for listening, thanks for sticking around. Chuck those comments down, and take care everyone. Peace.